Welcome back to my chemistry lessons. Today we are going to discuss about Kolbe reaction. Kolbe reaction is an important organic name reaction used to prepare alkanes from sodium salt of a carboxylic acid by the process of electrolysis. So during this process, decarboxylation taking place at the anode and resulting in the formation of an alkane at the anode. So this reaction is also known as electrolytic decarboxylation because from the word itself we know that decarboxylation means removal of carbon dioxide with the help of electricity. So it is called electrolytic decarboxylation. So let's see what's the Kolbe's reaction. So Kolbe's reaction is used to prepare alkanes. Here R means an alkyl group. So if you take a sodium salt of a carboxylic acid, RCOONA, that means sodium salt of a carboxylic acid, an aqueous solution of sodium salt of a carboxylic acid, and if you pass the electricity, what happens? The sodium salt of carboxylic acid splits and forms a alkane, RR. It's called an alkane, and there is a liberation of carbon dioxide at the anode. At the same time, hydrogen gas will be liberated at cathode. So this is the general form of a Kolbe's reaction. So we will get a sodium hydroxide as a byproduct. So generally RCOONA, sodium salt of a carboxylic acid, in aqueous solution, water. So during the process of electrolysis, what happens? We will be getting an alkyne and carbon dioxide at the anode, and hydrogen at the cathode, and sodium hydroxide in the solution. So this is a general form of a Kolbe reaction. So like what's the reaction? Here also, if you are starting from a compound containing one carbon atom, we will be getting as a product containing two carbon atoms. So here in this method we can prepare higher the product containing higher number of carbon atoms than the reactant. So I just would like to remind you what is known by electrolysis. Electrolysis is a process of decomposition of a electrolyte by passing of electricity. So if you consider a small cell here, there is a beaker containing a solution, an aqueous solution of a salt, that's called electrolyte, that allows the passage of electricity through the solution. So there are two electrodes here connected to the positive and negative terminal of the battery. The electrode which is connected to the positive terminal of the battery is called anode, and the electrode which is connected to the negative terminal of the battery is called cathode. So generally anode has positive charge, and cathode has a negative charge. So in this case RCOONA is called sodium salt of a carboxylic acid. So here what happens is, during the passage of electricity, what happens? This compound splits like RCOO minus and Na positive. So there is a cleavage takes place. So what happens here? The negative ion will be attracted towards the positive electrode, and the positive charged ions will be attracted towards the negative electrode. So here the water molecule also exists as like H positive and OH negative. So there will be four types of ions here: RCO minus, carboxylate anion, and Na positive, H positive and OH negative from water. So what happens here, because of their attraction towards respective electrodes, we will be having the corresponding products. For example, RCOO minus will move to the positive electrode, that's called anode. So there decarboxylation takes place, removal of carbon dioxide takes place and result in the formation of an alkane. So hydrogen will be moved toward the negative electrode cathode, and there hydrogen reduction, reduction takes place, hydrogen gas will be liberated. So that's a general mechanism of this reaction. So I just would like to boost up, just to refresh you about this group. What is this group? COOH is called carboxylic acid 2. Carboxylic acid group. So any compound containing COOH group is called carboxylic acid. So the H is replaced with any ions like sodium or potassium. So we will be having corresponding RCOONA if it react with the sodium hydroxide. So we will be having here RCOONA if it is reacted with the sodium hydroxide. So sodium salt of a carboxylic acid. You can prepare ethane using this called electrolytic reaction. So if you take CS3 COONA, that's called sodium acetate. Aqueous solution of sodium acetate undergoes electrolysis. So 2 molecules of sodium acetate, 2 molecules of water undergoes electrolysis. What happens here is we will be having CH3CS3. That's called ethane. And there is a carbon dioxide gas. This will be formed at the anode. So at the cathode, what happens? The hydrogen gas liberated at the cathode. So hydrogen gas here and plus 2NaOH. So if you start with a reaction with one carbon atom, we will be having an alkane of 2 carbon atoms. So this is the example for Kolbe's electrolytic reaction.